Welcome back to an Ohio Country Today, and we're here at our annual risk management seminar. And with us today is Randy Barclay with Rain and Hail. We talked today about crop insurance and changes, and there's not been a lot, but there are a few things that producers might want to look at this particular year.
You bet. Something that I shared with the group is the program has evolved immensely over the last couple decades. And I would tell you, particularly in the last 10 years, it's experienced a considerable amount of evolution. And along with that evolution, what it's really ushered in is changes that are positive to help it work more effectively for its stakeholders. And when I talk about stakeholders, not just the growers who have risk in producing a crop, but also those at the end of the chain who are who are going to the grocery store to buy food to put on their table, having a secure source of food and groceries. And so, important program that has continues to experience positive change to make it fit every producer.
There are a couple of options available on your current crop insurance program that really haven't gotten a lot of looks, but given what we talked about in part of your presentation was the drought map and things. You want to talk about those couple things?
I wanted to provide some awareness for the fact where we currently stand in soil moisture, Alan. We have the more recent over the course of the last year, we've been below normal. As we head into this next season, we're currently this area locally particularly is currently on the drought map. We're showing abnormally dry, something we certainly want to be aware of. And so there's a number of options that can be beneficial to further protecting that crop. Endorsements and options that provide additional coverage, particularly as we come into a time when the commodity prices have declined a bit, resulting in tightening up margins. So something so I mentioned a bit ago or a moment ago that there are increasingly more options. The program's become a little more complex, and I would tell your audience that now more than ever is a good time to sit down with their crop insurance agent, explore the choices that are available, and make sure they have the coverage that they need going into the next growing season.
Something I found interesting was the county projected yields based on what's happened in the last few years, particularly in West Central Ohio, and with the way some of those endorsements work, being a county average and being a little short on soil moisture, I find that those type of products would work well if we really have that drought year.
You bet. They can be very complementary to one another. And so I think you're talking about a couple of the endorsements that have become available in the more recent years, and that being the supplemental coverage option or the enhanced coverage option. Something maybe that these are endorsements that may not have been talked about as much, but can be very beneficial. I think complementary to farm operators' individual coverage, to have both what I'll characterize as a micro level coverage on their own farm operation, their own yields, and then also on the experience of the county. And so that's where again the supplemental coverage option or enhanced coverage option come into play. Again, very complementary. They provide the coverage for what I'll characterize as shallower losses, some price decline, or maybe more widespread yield losses. But very beneficial. Agents have tools that can help provide some perspective on how those things function and how they might benefit a grower.
So a couple other things. You made mention about the change in the planting dates, right? Those being changed for earlier season here in Ohio, our part of the world, but Rain and Hail has also made available the Replant Extra option, and you want to just talk about that and the affordability of that product.
Alan, I'm glad that you asked me about that. So yes, at Rain and Hail we have a product called Replant Extra. It is designed to augment the coverage that's already provided by the underlying multi-peril crop insurance policy. What Replant Extra does is it provides additional coverage on top of that already exists with multi-peril, but also allows a grower, if Mother Nature provides an opportunity to plant a little earlier than we might be accustomed or ahead of those initial plant dates, what Replant Extra will do is allow them to still have replant coverage, planting as much as 20 days ahead of the initial plant dates, have some additional dollar coverage, and it also pays at the first acre. And what we find over the more recent years, we've increasingly experienced some challenges as we get the season started. Much of that is attributed to water distribution, either too much or too little, but nonetheless, some hiccups here or there that make it necessary to replant. And Replant Extra can be a really beneficial product to provide some additional coverage when that occurs.
Yeah, and something else that Rain and Hail's really done this year and made available is a bundled coverage. We really didn't talk about that a lot, but your multi-peril covers hail and things like that, but we have some additional coverage that's very affordably priced in a bundle.
Yeah, you bet. So what most of us would observe or recognize the weather's changing on some level, right? And one thing that certainly I think that you and I could agree is that weather's become increasingly more volatile in the last, we'll say, 20 years or so. Whether that's resulting in a greater frequency of events that produce hail, just through severe thunderstorms, or more intense straight-line winds. There's been an increasing demand for products that help provide additional coverage beyond that of the multi-peril, especially for those events that hail, wind, tend to be more spot-related events, or more what I would characterize as micro events. And so at Rain and Hail, we have, for the first time, we're offering in Ohio a bundle. Allows you to package together a risk management solution for producers that include crop hail-specific coverage, wind coverage, an endorsement called extra harvest expense. If we have those wind events that that make it harvest a little more challenging, resulting in extra expense, it'll help to augment that. And then along with Replant Extras. So if you bundle those together, there's some additional benefit and premium savings that comes along with that, and they just need to talk to you to find out more detail.
Well, Randy, I appreciate your time today. And, if somebody wanted to find out more information about multi-peril and Rain and Hail, where are they going to go?
Yeah, there's several places you can look, but if you'd like to go to rainhail.com, you can find more detail about Rain and Hail. Crop Insurance America is also a great resource providing perspective about the federal crop insurance program, or USDA has a website that is usda.rma.gov. And again, all of these are resources to find more information about the program, or most importantly, talk to their local agent like you.
And if you want to find more information, you can also look at our website, AlanDavisInsurance.com. Randy, thanks for being with us.
Alan, thank you for having me today.
We'll be back with more in Ohio Country Today right after this.